Look, it's £2 a test. It's not bad. I mean, that's still heavily subsidised, isn't it?
It is, but we have to think of how often you'd be testing. It's not going to be a one-off. Even when we think back to lateral flow tests, when we were getting maybe 7 tests at a time at home, it adds up. And, you know, as we were saying earlier, with cost of living, with gas prices, all of this, I think people are not going to be happy to add that one extra expense onto their list.
But are people currently, or have they been testing unnecessarily, do you think?
That is a very good question. And I would say there might be a proportion of people who are, but we need to ask why, right? So they might have been doing it because they have vulnerable parents at home, they're visiting their family members in care homes or in hospitals. So I'm sure the reasoning is good, or they might be a bit worried.
Yeah, just want reassurance.
Exactly, for surveillance as well, right? If I was someone who lost a family member because of COVID, I would be 10 times more careful, wouldn't I? So I think it's if that gives them that confidence of going out with a mask, without a mask, seeing friends, seeing family, that's probably why they were over-testing. So I think the intentions were good, but they might have been over-testing.
I mean, you can see how the costs must have mounted up. As you said, at one time we were able to get packs of 7 entirely free. Suddenly now we're going to have to pay for it if we want it. What do you say? I don't know. What do you say to your patients?
So the ones that need it regularly will still get it, the most vulnerable ones. And I think the reality is this whole season of the last 2 years has made it definite that change is the only certainty. So the fact that the government is still open, that if we need to bring it back, that room's still there. This isn't set in stone. It's not a definitive thing. So in the future, if cases spike or there is a reason to bring it back in, I'm sure it will come back in. So don't lose hope. If you definitely need to test, maybe get a few tests and keep them at home for emergency situations. If you get poorly, we will provide the tests. So I think that's what I would tell patients.